Hello everyone, welcome back to the official Chaseland YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every chase theme level in video games that I could find. But before I get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and without any further ado, let's get into the first level. Okay, so here we are. The first level we're going to be looking at today is Chaseland from Mario Kart 8. And the first thing you'll probably notice when you look at this is that it looks really spectacular, especially for a 13-year-old game that was made for the Wii U. So now that the race has started, what we can do is actually just completely ignore it and instead have a look at this cheese texture over here. And what you'll probably realize is that, well, you know, if you're a cheese connoisseur like me, that this is not actually cheese. This is just a cheese-like rock, and it's pretty obvious just by looking at it. Yeah, that is not what actual cheese looks like. Yeah, so my theory is honestly that this place is just like an ordinary desert, and it just happens to have rocks that look like cheese, and then like people came and they called it Chaseland. Oh wow, okay, I've never seen that background before. I've always just like zoomed past it. But yeah, there's some pizzas back there. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I think we're on the final stretch now, and there's only one other thing that I'd like to point out, and that's these Swiss cheese style holes in the road that you can do tricks out of. Well, you could if you were better than me. Okay, so it looks like we are just about done, which means it's time to go to the next level. Alright, so now we are back on Chaseland, except this time it is Chaseland for Mario Kart Super Circuit instead of Mario Kart 8, and this is on the Game Boy Advance, so this is like the original version, and the Mario Kart 8 version is like the upgrade. So I think the first thing we'll see here is this lovely little stack of cheese. I mean, it's not very detailed, because it's just a 2D sprite, and yeah, like apart from that, I mean, yellow roads, I guess it chases the road. Also the background, there's like, honestly, they look more like sandcastles in the background, especially like the one with the flag. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be much else to note. This is a pretty basic game, pretty basic track. Alright, so at the end of the track, there are some interesting things. There's these rats. They're pretty cool. I mean, rats type cheese, we all know that. Yeah, apart from that, I think this is just about the final stretch here. So, yeah, there we go. That is Chaseland for Mario Kart Super Circuit. Up next is our third level, and that is the Luncheon Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. And this, to be fair, this level isn't really a cheese level. It's more like a food level that just happens to have cheese in it. Now, one reason that I really like the cheese from the Luncheon Kingdom is because once you capture a pan bro, which is one of these blocks right here, you can chuck your pans at the cheese, and it crumbles in the exact way that a cubic meter of cheese would in real life. And honestly, just the attention to detail is really good. And also, it's really satisfying to just wreck a bunch of cheese. It makes a really nice noise, you know? Now, if my theory is correct, which usually it should be, if I grab one of these pan bros, there should be, if I just like kind of run over this way with it, there should be a secret block of cheese over here. Yes, here it is. And if I destroy this, then on the other side of it, there's a secret door. Ooh, what could be on the other side of the secret door? Well, I guess we'll just have to find out once I go in. And in this room is any decent cheese connoisseur's dream, and that is a room full of cheese. And it is amazing. What more could you possibly want other than a room full of delicious, tasty, makes a funny sound when you smash it with a pan, cheese. And yeah, like honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if this room alone bumps up this level by like 1 or 2 ranks, because it's honestly that good. But I think we've seen enough of this level now, so let's go on to the fourth and possibly final one. Alright, and now it's finally time for the final level, and that is from Banjo to Tooie. It's actually a sub-level. It's called Inside the Cheese Wedge, and as you can probably guess, it does take place inside a cheese wedge. And I'm going to be honest, I don't actually own Banjo Tooie, so the footage you're seeing right now is from online. I'm going to link the person's name on the screen, so if you want to check them out, then you definitely should. Unfortunately, we're going to start off with a con, and the reason for that is because apparently this room is so smelly because of the cheese that Banjo will actually start to take damage after a while, and I think that's just absolutely ridiculous cheese slander. Banjo needs to just stop complaining, because cheese cannot smell bad. It's a fact, and anyone who says otherwise is just factually wrong. But on the other hand, a pro is that even though this game came out with the most primitive 3D graphics and the textures for the cheese aren't very good, the cheese actually wobbles when you step on it, which is awesome. That is the kind of interactability that we need with more cheese levels in the future, and I just think that's amazing. So now that we've had a look at all of the games, we're going to go over to the tier list and we're going to rank them. Okay, so here is our lovely tier list. As we can see, we've got the levels at the bottom, and we've got the ranks on the side, and the higher the rank, the better the level. So I think it probably makes most sense to go with the order that we did doing, which means that our first one should be Cheeseland from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There it is. And I'm going to be honest, I was actually very impressed with this one. So it's definitely going to be either an A or an S. I'm just not quite sure which one yet. Oh yeah, and something funny I forgot to mention earlier is that Cheeseland, of course, is actually a trademark name. It's trademarked by us. So technically what we could do is we could copyright Nintendo. But you know what? We've decided that we're not going to, because I like Cheeseland from Mario Kart, that is. In fact, I like it so much that it's going in S tier. Okay, so next up we have Mario Kart Super Circuit, and this is Cheeseland again. And yeah, like I said before, it's a lot more basic. And I mean, obviously, the limitations at the time, that's the reason for it. But like, it's definitely not A or S. So B or C, I think I'll give it B, I'll be nice. Next up, we have the Luncheon Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. And I've been going back and forth on where I should put this one, because when I was playing it, I thought, oh, it's an easy S tier. But since then, I don't know, it's not really in the same league as Cheeseland, let's be honest. You know, it's not even really a Cheese Kingdom, it's more like a food level, so I think A tier is the perfect place. Next up, we've got Inside the Cheese Wedge from Banjo-Tooie, and I have actually decided that I've changed my mind about the whole smell thing, because it's a pretty interesting game mechanic, so I'll give it an exception. And you know what, maybe Banjo is just allergic to the smell of cheese, and that's alright, we've got to respect that. And then of course, you know how much I love the bouncy cheese, so I don't have to go into that again. So yeah, like the only thing that's really bringing this down is just the old N64 textures. But like apart from that, very solid, which is why I'm giving it the A tier. So there you are, there you have it. That is my personal list for the best cheese levels in gaming. If you enjoyed this video, oh, hang on a second. I've just been informed that there's another game, and it's actually a Roblox game, which means that it's instantly getting a D tier.